Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing good today. I'm doing pretty awesome. I'm not sure why, I'm in a really good mood today. So, let's see, what should I get? Yeah, use birch. Alright, I am joining you now after making after working for a couple days on a video that should actually have come out yesterday, so I can actually talk about it. The video I made was my ultimate Thaumcraft research guide video. It's almost an hour long, so I wouldn't be surprised if very many people got upset that it's like 45 minutes long and demand that I re-upload it as like 2 videos instead, so they don't have to sit through everything. But those people will be the stupid people that don't realize that I said that there's a list in the description for every single... What am I looking for? A list in the description for every single recipe in the video, so they can just click on the one they want and jump right to that. Oh geez, zombies. I don't have my bow on me. Darn it. Oh, he's inside. Wonderful. The zombie's inside my castle. I really need to start getting into my Thaumcraft stuff, but I really don't want to do it now, because I literally spent like 16 hours researching everything there is in Thaumcraft for the research guide video. Yeah, I was dedicated. I decided to take a little break from that and just... Well, not really a break from it because I had finished. You know, I left all my weapons in the chest downstairs, and that's exactly where the zombies at. Oh, I'm a genius. Oh wait, these things actually do a small amount of damage. Hey, it's a brainy zombie too. Great. So that means you're going to take forever to kill. Actually, these arrows do pretty good melee damage. Wow. It's impressive. But yeah, I decided I needed a break from doing anything else. And just sat around, smelted up some cobble, made some stone bricks, and started working on the next wall of my tower. Well, of my citadel, not tower. I don't have a tower yet. I also got some quarried stone, because I'm thinking maybe I should decorate the walls with the quarried stone. I don't know, I'm debating on it. Yep. Stop doing that. There we go. And I realized that I'm actually going about things inefficiently right now because, well, there's a better way of using these furnaces. Because I was so wrapped up in all the simple basic stuff that I kind of neglected the fact that industrial craft is in fact installed and I can make an iron furnace, or 2 or several. Which will greatly increase the speed and efficiency at which I smelt all of the furnaces. Or, not all of the cobblestone. Blurp. Why did I say blurp? I don't know. I don't know why I'm speaking at all anymore. I should just stop. But I can't stop speaking. I need to speak in order to actually make this a video. So, yeah. I screw up when I talk. Suppose that's why I like the research guide videos. I don't really talk during those. I just sit there for an hour and point at pictures. Which I might not have even needed to do that, but I don't know if I did the video right or not. I spent so much work on it. But a lot of it was sitting there pointing at pictures, and while it's helpful for new players to get associated with it, it might be completely pointless to do it after the first section. No, after putting out every single thing in the Thaumonomicon from basic Thaumcraft stuff. I debate and wonder about things, and I never really am satisfied with what I do. I should stop worrying about it. I just want to make my videos. I just want to make my videos so that people actually like to watch them. And lately, I've been considering, should I try joining up with a network at all? I've thought about it in the past, but I've never really embraced the idea, I suppose because deep down I am always extremely paranoid. But here's the thing about that. I'm paranoid about joining a network and not really... I don't really know why I'm paranoid about joining a network, actually. I just am. But I'm also paranoid that my channel will get like a copyright strike or something like that, and then everything I've been doing for the past year and a half would be gone. Which would suck because this is kind of the only job-like thing I'm able to do with my life. And the best thing about it is that it's something I've really kind of been doing since I was a kid, just playing around with games and doing things I like to do and sometimes recording videos of it. Because when I was a kid, I took the family camera and recorded random stuff that I did. Made like mini videos that made me laugh at myself. And now there's YouTube, and I'm able to do exactly what I've been doing my entire life. It's like a destiny thing. Which is really weird to say. We'll go 3. 3 was not enough. Okay. Oh good, the sun's going to be setting, so I actually can't be out here working very much longer. I don't know, excuse me, I just ate recently, and for some reason my throat is not... Well, it's just getting all stuffy. However you want to say that. I don't know. Anyway. I've lost my train of thought. That's never a good thing. I also left all my bread up there. I'll just go get my bread. Oh yes, I remember what I was going to say. Recently, if you don't know who Milby is, well, how do you know me and not Milby? Because I am such a small channel compared to Milby. But Milby is one of the Mindcrackers. And he recently had his channel taken down by YouTube because he had like half a second of an anime boob. Which is such... and try not to swear, but such bullshit. I try not to swear, but you really can't call anything except bullshit, because it is exactly what it is. Because there are videos on YouTube of completely naked women who are naked simply for the purpose of exploiting their nudity. It's not artistic at all. It's definitely not artistic. Yeah, nudity can be art, but if you're not doing anything artistic with your nudity, you're not doing it in the name of art, right? Where do I have this on? Did I forget my... I forgot my sword again. Dang it! I went down and was going to grab my sword, and I forgot to grab my sword, and I made half the point of going down there pointless. Oh well. Oh yes, I need to go back and look at the other tower to get the height right. So, the recent scare with Milby's channel has got me, kind of strongly considering the network thing, because at least with the network you have a chance of having everything return to normal, your life not destroyed. Who knows? I suppose one of the benefits of joining a network is I probably would actually get to associate with other YouTubers and maybe do some collaborations. That'd be really awesome. I would actually like to get to know Milby. He seems like a pretty cool guy. Okay, so I need to have this thing go 1, 2, 4 high and then the ceiling. Okay. Yeah, I never really get to associate with any other YouTubers. Yep, that's right height. Good. So, I guess that's enough talk about... Actually, that can stay there, because the wall is going to go downwards a bit as well right here. Because it would look very silly if this was not filled in. I need to decide how exactly I'm doing all this, though, because... let's go to the top. I think I can see it better from up there. If I go up here and I look down, I have this hill, which is okay, I suppose, but at the same time, it's kind of awkward. It's not that bad, though, on this side, actually. If I go back further... Yeah, the only real problem with it is how it's just like sheer cliff. It looks very blocky. But it's not really that bad. It's kind of an unutilized space, I guess. It could be something better. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. It could be something better there instead of just a block of dirt and stone. And if we go on the other side, the problem with that is, well, it's concave. The hill isn't right next to the right next to the castle like it is on the other side. It's out here in the middle of nowhere. And that's exactly where the tower would go. So it kind of screws up the whole purpose of the tower. Although, I don't know. I suppose if I'm going to do something rather smart, I don't even know what I would use this space for. It's so awkward. It's just a little indent along the castle wall, and that's all there is to it. I'll have to think about something eventually. I wonder if it'd be possible to utilize the area for... I wonder if it'd be possible to utilize the area for an applied energistic storage yard. Because that's one thing I mentioned, like, last episode, I believe, is that I really need to get a stockpile. And, well, you can't really get any sort of any sort of stockpile looking structures where it's just a bunch of supplies thrown into a pile. So what I could do instead would be making an applied energistics stockpile area where it's just a massive unit dedicated to storing everything. I could do it like that and have that go here, perhaps. But what would I put on the other side to balance that out? See, that's my big problem. I'm trying to create a balance up here at the front because this is the most aesthetically pleasing building so far. Everything else was kind of going to be like up against the wall or somewhat out in the open when I get around to actually making a building for things. Because I'm thinking that we're going to need to have a building dedicated to bees and stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, we need a building that's like dedicated to bees and... see, what other mods are there in here? We have industrial craft stuff, although I've never... after getting the thermal expansion stuff involved, I've never really cared too much about using industrial craft. Because, well, it just seems inefficient to be using industrial craft for part of what you're doing and then things that use buildcraft energy for everything else. Plus there's logistics pipes, although that kind of works with everything. There's railcraft, and it's just hard to figure out what I want to have. I do know that we are going to have a tower, like a mage's tower. That's going to be right in the middle of the area, or somewhat close to the center. Actually, maybe it'll even go like right behind this thing and have some sort of bridge going from here all the way to it. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, I like that idea. I could put the tower like right out there and have a bridge going out with a pillar coming up in the center and a gatehouse or something, and you'd have to breach that before you can get to the mage's tower, which would have all the powerful artifacts and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Let's see. What other things are there? I suppose I could make a building for portals? No. I wouldn't want to do that. I would actually have the portals in the wizard tower, because that makes the most sense. Oops. Yeah, there's a lot of brainstorming I'm doing right now, so just bear with me on this. Because I'm trying to get a decent idea in my head of what I want this entire thing to end up looking like. I wonder what's an equivalent exchange now. If I can even craft anything. What's an Aludel? I kind of know what a calcinator is from, like, Elder Scrolls, but I don't know if it's going to do the same thing in equivalent exchange, because equivalent exchange has always been kind of weird. No idea if we can even craft any of this dust. There's a glass bell, an alchemical chest. How much of this stuff is even usable? Here, let's look it up. Calcinator, cannot craft. Okay. Alchemical chest, cannot craft. Alchemical bag, cannot craft. Oh, apparently you can't craft anything still. What is this guy doing with this mod? It used to be such a really well developed mod, even if it was slightly overpowered. But now it's nothing. I don't even know why it's in mod packs right now, because all you can do is make your alchemist stone and that's it. And I wasted the entire day just brainstorming. So I'll figure out what I'm going to do with this space eventually. I hope. If I can't figure out a use for it, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, maybe I'll put a garden there or something. I don't know. Right now it works for having my portal out there, because at least then the hostile mobs that go through the portal can't get into my castle. Because they're outside. So let's talk about the walls, actually. Because I don't talk about building very much. I usually just build off camera, and then I just accept that it's there. And don't ever talk about it. But the walls, I actually have... The main way I'm building the walls is because I was inspired by Stronghold, and I like the way that the walls work in that game. And the way that the towers just kind of connect to the walls with very decent ease. So I kind of wanted to make walls that have towers that can integrate into them at pretty much any point. Although the way I'm doing it now is kind of sectional. It's like a modular wall. Because if you look at it right here, I don't have a tower there, but I have... I don't know what I would call that. It's just kind of a garrison point? I don't know. It's a little bit wider, meant to serve as more of a area where you can fight and regroup. Just a bigger space that you can fall back to fend off invaders. Yeah, they got these pillars in the center, but it's a little bit easier than fighting in the cramped corridors of this hallway. I mean, look at this. The ceiling is right here. You can't swing a sword overhead like that. You're just going to smack the ceiling, and then they're going to stab you in the gut with a rapier. And you can't really swing side to side very well, because if you're right here and you have a buddy right here, you're going to be chopping your buddy's hand off. You don't want to chop your buddy's hand off. So what you want to do is you want to go back here. Yeah, you have a little bit less room for swinging side to side, but at least you're not going to be hitting your ally, most likely. And if you have any overhead swings, well, much more space, you're going to be able to do that easily. The best way of going about it would be probably thrusting and overhead swinging. And maybe shield bashing if you can shield bash. Although since this is Minecraft, you can't really shield bash. Unless you have the correct mod. Now, the way I have the inside set up here is I got the floor raised half a block because it just makes it way easier to actually shoot out of. Because if you go down a bit, you're kind of staring directly at this, which makes it hard for you to actually aim out and shoot anything because, well, it's right here. Most likely you're going to just be sticking your arrows into stone and nothing else. But at the same time, your head is at the perfect level for someone to shoot you in the eye. And it hurts to get shot in the eye. I actually was shot in the eye with a paintball once. That really sucked. I lifted my mask because I couldn't see out of it because it got all fogged up and smudgy from previous rounds of paintball, and sure enough, as soon as the mask was off my head, paintball right in the eye. So, I was out for multiple reasons. One, I was in pain. Two, I got shot with the paintball, so I was out. So I suppose a good question is, why the heck am I even bothering with making passageways through the wall? Well, yeah, it might not be super reinforced, but it definitely would be harder to take an area if you broke through the wall and were able to get flanked on either side. Because let's say you break a hole through the wall right here. Yeah, you can march on through, but you're going to be having soldiers on left and right sides just walking up, stabbing you, and trying to draw you to these bigger areas where you can get, where there's more room for fighting. Plus, then you have to try breaking through this wall too, and that's going to be a little bit harder if you are trying to break through this wall and there's people coming in and slashing at your legs and looking for weak points in your armor, it just would be a nightmare. So, let's talk about the towers then next. The towers, I don't have a step up for them right now. I thought about it at first because, well, you don't really get a good view from right here. But after thinking about it, if you have a step right here, it's going to be that much easier for you to just walk up and then fall off. Which would not be good for a defender, if just walking off your own tower and falling into enemies where you can get slashed to bits. So I opted not to have those. If you really want to, you can go ahead and hop up here and try shooting down at the attackers, but that's going to make you a very obvious target, because you're right here, you're clearly visible, and there's no cover for you to duck behind that fast. You're going to have to zip back here, which is a lot longer than going like that. Plus, if they manage to breach the tower, you can just go ahead and start shooting arrows down from here, and if you really feel brave enough, dropping down into a situation you don't know too much about and attacking them from here. Of course, since there is multiple ways for you to get down from each tower, well, not each tower, just the main towers, because those towers, you're kind of going to get stuck up there. But with these towers, you can run over here, go down, and then go fight inside. Of course, you're going to be taking away from the defenses up top, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. And then there's these areas, which are mainly just for long-distance combat. Of course, they also do help with trying to fight anyone who's managed to climb on top of the walls that isn't supposed to be there. And if they manage to get up on top of the what would I call this thing anyway? And it's not really the main castle, it's just a part of the castle. It's the greeting hall area. I suppose I'll just call it the main hall. If they manage to get on top of the main hall, you got this wide open area for fighting. So that's a good positive. Yeah, I'm actually having fun talking about my castle. I don't really get to do things like that very often. Mainly because I just build things and ignore it. It's like I'm giving a tour and trying to paint a picture in your head. I can hear some zombies. I think there's some zombies crawling around the walls. Damn zombies. Actually, they're probably in the basement. I would say the weakest point of this entry hall right now would be this main area. There's not really too much cover in here. And when you're in this area, it's kind of awkward to run for cover if you really need to. And it's a big open area, so it's a very weak point for defense. I would say in this area, you're probably best off hiding behind these pillars and using bows. Until they get into here, then it's going to be just hack and slash melee combat. And speaking of hack and slash melee combat, I need to go stick an arrow in a zombie's eye. And down here, well, we've been down here often enough, you kind of know the deal. He was half dead already. Wonder why. Oh, villager in chainmail. You have chainmail. I think I will take that from you. This would be a perfect opportunity to use my rapier, but I don't have my rapier. All I got was an iron ingot. Darn it. Oh well. Let's go ahead and get my sword out now. Since I keep forgetting about it. I'll also take my bow. That's not a bow, that's wax. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to do something else as well this episode. And I've done a lot of talking now, so I think I'm going to go ahead and lay off any more talking. Because we're also going to be coming to the end of this episode. I'm sorry if you didn't really want to hear all about all of my thoughts of this castle and the interesting scenario I thought up in my head for it. Actually, I would love to be able to see this castle used on like a big server with like 100 people and having a bunch of people on the attack and a bunch of people on the defense. Actually, I'd like to see this castle used in Dwarves vs. Zombies. That'd be awesome. It's a pretty weak castle compared to what you can make in Dwarves vs. Zombies, but it's nice looking, I guess. Anyway, where's my beelizer? Nope. Nope. There it is. Along with all the bees I'm going to analyze. Let's get rid of this cobble quick. Get rid of that, that. Okay. Okay, we know what a water princess does. We want to check out the mystical, the sorceress. We know what tropical does. Was there any other bees? I think that was the only bees we needed to identify, really. I did identify the unusual before, but I'm going to do it again. So put the honey drops in. Unusual. Yeah, they're just pretty mundane. I do not know what this means. If anyone knows, could you give me a hint? Because I don't know anything about it. See, mystical compared to unusual, they seem to be exactly the same. It's just that unusual has more temperature tolerance. And then the sorceress, other than the fact that their name doesn't really fit, doesn't look too different. They do give you more bees though, so that's awesome. Ah! Okay, so they have a preference for hot environments, but they will tolerate up to 2 steps lower. And they have a preference for arid, but they will tolerate up to 1 step lower. So I should be able to breed the sorceress bees in this biome. Okay. On that, not really any difference. I really want to know what this diurnal thing means, because it's kind of it intrigues me. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here, because if I don't end it here, I'm going to start rambling on and on and on, and I won't get anything done. Plus, I need to be getting ready to go to my grandmother's house, because we're going to be celebrating my little brother's 18th birthday. Hooray! Yeah, he's finally 18. He can join the army, but he can't drink. Yeah. I still don't understand that point about American society. But I will see you later. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. What should we do next episode? Next episode, I think we're going to go on a nether expedition to actually take a look at what's around the nether and possibly get some things done there. So, see you then.